Hi, welcome to the video Spring Boot Internationalization or i18n with me, Nam Haming from codejava.net. Through this video, you will learn how to implement multiple languages support internationalization or i18n for an existing Spring Boot application. Suppose that we have an existing Spring Boot project using the starter web and Thymeleaf, and I'm using the following software programs to develop Java Development Kit JDK and Spring 2 Suite IDE SDS. You see, this is a Spring Boot project in Spring 2 Suite IDE. The project submit backend, and you can see in this project I'm using the fundamental starters Spring Boot starter web and Spring Boot starter Thymeleaf. Now let me run this, start this Spring Boot application, and in the next few minutes we will implement internationalization support, multiple languages support for this Spring Boot application. Okay, in the Spring configuration file you can see the application is listening on port 8080 for the embedded Tomcat server, and this is a context path. So I access our Spring Boot application in Chrome browser, http localhost port 8080 and context path should be admin. Here we go, and go to the users module here, and in the next few minutes you will learn how to implement internationalization, multiple language support for this application. And here are the steps which we follow. First, I will write some code to help you understand Locale, to know the language codes, and then we configure Locale, resolver, and interceptor in Spring, and then we create language files in form of messages, and followed by the language code dot properties, and update the Thymeleaf views for i18n internationalization. And finally, I will show you how to write code that allows the user to switch between different languages, English or French. Now, let's write some Java code to understand Locale, to know language code. You know, in a Java web application, the requests are associated with Locale, which is called current Locale. Let me open this Spring MVC controller class command controller here, and this is a handler method view home page, and we will write some code here to get the current Locale. We need to have a reference to the request here, http submit request, and we write the current Locale from the request. Locale from java.ut package, current Locale equal request get Locale, and from this object Locale we can read the language code and language name, country code, country name. For example, country code equal current Locale get country, and country name equal current Locale get display country, and we can obtain the information about the language code and language name. Language code equal current locale math language, and language name equal current locale math display language. And then we print this information to the console. System.out.print line, country code, and then followed by country name. Language code, lang code, colon, and then followed by lang name, language name. Okay, save, and now we can run the application again to know the current locale, current language, current country. Okay, and switch to the browser and we refresh. And in the console view, you can see the country code is US and the country name is United States. Language code is EN and language name is English. It depends on the locale setting, the language setting in the browser. I'm using Chrome, so go to settings and search for language, and you can see in this browser Chrome, English is the default language. I have also French here, and now I move French to the top, to the preferred language, the default language of the browser. And now let's refresh refresh, and in the console view you can see now it prints only the language code FR and language name French. The country code and the country name is blank. So that's how to know the current locale, current language code and language name. You see it depends on the language setting of the browser. Right? For example, I add another language here, my mother tongue Vietnamese, and I choose Vietnamese as a default language, and now refresh. And in the console view you can see the language code is VI and language name is Vietnamese. We can write some more code to print all the language code. Sys out. This is for separate the current locale with all the locale now. String language is it should be an array equal locale. We get ISO or language is the static method from the locale class, and then we iterate through each language string language in languages, and create a new locale object based on the current language. Locale equal new locale language. Lang name, and we print sys out. We print the language code followed by the language name, language plus locale get display language. So this code snippet is to print all available language code in ISO here. Now let's refresh our Spring Boot application. Refresh the home page, and you can see in the console view it prints all the language code here. You can see. You can see English here, EN for English, EL for Greek, ES for Spanish, FR for French. You see all the languages on Earth, and you can see VI for Vietnamese. Yeah, VI for Vietnamese. Yeah. So when implementing internationalization with Spring Boot, we need to know the correct language code so we can change the language for our application accordingly, properly. And the next step is to configure Locale, resolver, and interceptor in Spring Boot application. So we need to open a Spring MVC configuration file. In this project, I have this class configuration here that implements the web MVC configurer here. And in this configuration class, we need to declare Locale resolver to set the default locale. Bin. We need to use this bin annotation. Public Locale resolver. Locale resolver. Note that the name of this method must be exact Locale resolver, and we create a new session. Locale resolver. SLR equal new session locale resolver, and we set the default locale here. So when the language code is not found, is not correct, the application will use this default locale. So here I specify the default locale is US, which is for American English, and then return the object session locale resolver. Return SLR. Okay. And then we need to declare a locale change interceptor. You can, to understand. You can see locale resolution via the request and locale modification via request and response. And next we need to declare a bin public that return a locale change interceptor. And the method name is locale change interceptor. And we create a new object, locale change interceptor, LCI equal new locale change interceptor. And in this locale change interceptor, we set a parameter to change the locale for the request. Set param name. Here I use the param name is lang. So when switching different language, we will pass parameter with name lang to the URL and return LCI. object. You can see interceptor that allows for changing the current locale on every request via configurable request parameter. And you can see the default parameter name is Locale. We override the default to username lang. Okay, and next we need to override a method to use this interceptor. Refactor, source override implement methods, and we choose this method add interceptors. Okay, and in this method we register add interceptor. We call the method locale change interceptor. Yeah, this method. And for every request, the Spring application, Spring Boot, we intercept the request to change locale according to the parameter with a session locale resolver. Okay, save the change. And the next step is to create language files, messages, properties. We create the default language file messages.properties for the default locale. We use this file for English, and for other languages we create the files in form of messages underscore and then 2 characters for the language code and dot properties. Language code, for example, messages underscore fr dot properties for French, because fr is a language code for French. Messages underscore vi dot properties for the language Vietnamese, and so on. So we create a language file under the resources directory in the project here. Right click, new, other file. Next, and the file name is messages dot properties for the default locale, which is English. And in this language file we specify the entry in the form of key and value. For example, I want to specify the title of the application. Title. You can see the title of the application is ShopMe admin cPanel here, and I want to specify the value here. ShopMe admin control panel. And similarly, we create another language file for French. So we can copy and paste this properties file. Copy, paste, and change file name to messages underscore and followed by 2 characters for language code, which is fr for French. Okay, and we change value using French. For example, this should be no, the configuration administrator ShopMe, for example. And then we need to update Thymeleaf views to display the language we specify in the messages properties for internationalization. In Thymeleaf, we use this syntax to display the value from i18n key, and via attribute we use this syntax Now let me show you how. So in this project, in the homepage, the index.html here, and you can see the text submit admin cPanel here. And now we replace by Thymeleaf syntax to for i18n, and then the key name here, which is app.title. Save. Clear the control view, and now we can test in browser. Go to the home page, and you can see we got an error here. App.title. App.title is a key. Message is property app.title. It's better to stop the application and start again. Start. Okay, refresh, and you can see it displays in the title in French here. Panel de configuration administrateur, because let's see. Oh, this should be in the messages file for French. This should be English. Sorry. You see English. It should be submit control panel. Submit admin control panel. And for French. Save the changes. And now let's refresh. And you can see it displays the language in the default locale, which is English here. Submit admin control panel. And if we specify this parameter lam equal fr, then you can see it displays the title in the French. Submit a panel de configuration administrateur here. Now let's update the view for the menu here. For i18n internationalization for the menu here. So in the project, it is in this header HTML file. I have the menu here, and specify the key in the message is property file, which is this is for English. Menu dot user equal users. Menu dot category equal categories. Menu dot brand equal brands. Menu dot product equal products. Menu dot review equal reviews. Menu dot order equal orders. Menu dot report equal reports. Menu dot locale equal locale. This is for English by default, and we copy paste to this message is in French. We modify for the language French. Users in French is utilisateurs. We can use Google Translate to translate categories. Let me change. You can see Google display is channeled in Vietnamese. If I change the language here to English language as the default language, we'll move to the top, refresh. You see, and now it displays English. I change this to French, and copy and paste here. Categories, and for this kind of special characters, we should save this file in Unicode UTF-8 format. Brand is in French is marques, product, produits, review is commentaires, orders, address, report is report, and Locale is déconnecté. Locale is déconnecté. Copy, paste here. That's it. And now let's update the Thymeleaf view to use these keys. Now for the menu users here. We use this syntax in Thymeleaf to print text directory using i18n. This is for users, menu.user. This is for categories, menu.category. And this is for brand, menu.brand. And this is for products, menu.products, product. And this is for review, menu.review. And this is for orders, menu.order. So that's for internationalization. We need to replace all the plain text with the key name in language file, menu.report. And we do the same for Locale here, menu.locale. Okay, save the changes, and now let's refresh. You can see the menu in French now. You can see utilisateur, category, marqué pourri, commentaire, order, rapport, déconnecté. You can see the question mark here because the language file is not stored in Unicode, so we need to update. Right click on this message is FR properties, and here you can change the default text encoding here to UTF-8 for Unicode. Apply and close. Yes. And we need to update the variable weight. Open Google Channels, categories, so déconnecté is Locale, so déconnecté. copy. Okay, and now let's refresh. You can see now it displays French correctly. Category, you can see insert déconnecté. We can change to English by specifying the parameter name lang equal and the language code is en for English, and you can see the menu text is now in English here. Submit admin control panel here. You can see I have updated the language file for more entries for internationalization for French for the users management module here. This is for French and this is for English. You see, now let's test in English the user management module. You can see very familiar in English. Now let's change the language to French. Question mark lang equal FR. And then we need to update the Thymeleaf view for the list users here to use the language entries here. So I open that view file is users.html here for manage user. The key is user. The key is manage user. The key is user.manage. And create new user is user.create here. User.create. Save the changes. Now let's test. We need to stop and restart the whole application. Now refresh. User.manage. User.create. We change the language code to English. Oh, let's see. User.manage. User.create. I have updated this Thymeleaf view file to use i18n to use all the keys in the language file, as you can see here. Filter. And you can see keyword. And you can see for the column header, user ID, email, full name. Now let's stop and restart our Spring Boot application to test. Start. Home page. Utilizators. Oh, I don't know why it doesn't update. Main resource template user.html for language French, for language English. I think I need to clean the project. Clean and refresh. and start the project. Now let's refresh our browsers. Users. And the default language is English. Now let's change the language to French. And you can see it displays the user's management module in the French. You can see here the menu in French and gestion d'utilisateur, créer utilisateur nouvelle, chercher, créer mot-clé, identifiant photo, email, nom, numéro, activité, number, total d'utilisateur, premier précédent, suivant, dernier. So sometimes it Spring Boot catches the language file, so we need to clean the project and restart the application again. So far so good, right? Now let's change to English. And you can see it displays in English for the user management module. And finally, I will show you how to write code to allow the user to switch between different languages easily. For example, to switch between English and French. So as you know, we need to pass this parameter to the URL to change the language. For example, lang equal fr for French, lang equal en for English. So we need to update the header to have flag icon to allow the user to change the language. I have icon for English and French here. So copy these two icons, copy and paste into this images directory in the project. Paste. You see. And now let's update the menu. List item. Class equal not last item. As you can see, I'm using Bootstrap for the user interface and specify a hyperlink with the CSS class is nav-link, navigation link, and reference. Here, pay attention to this. I use Thymeleaf like this to pass the language parameter equal n for English. And then we wrap the image, English language image, using Thymeleaf syntax. The path to the image file /images/english.png. As you can see here, english.png here. Okay, save the change and let's refresh. You can see the English icon appear here. You click here, you can see it passes the parameter lang equal n for English here, and we do similar for French. Change the width of this image to smaller with 30 pixels, and I copy this item for French. Here we pass the parameter lang equal fr for French, and the image is french.png. Okay, save the changes and refresh, and you can see I write some text English, French, refresh, and you can see now the user can switch between English and French for this application. Now I switch to French. You can see utilisator, and you can see in this user management module all the text are displayed in French. You can see, and switch to English, and you can see. Awesome, right? You can add more to for more different languages, more flag image here, another message properties here, French, English. And it's important to understand that we need to configure this local change interceptor, so we can use a parameter lang and pass the language code to the URL. So far you have learned how to implement internationalization i18n feature from existing Spring Boot application. I hope you will find this video helpful. Please subscribe, like, comment and share this video. Thank you.